Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the second webinar of the Demo Boost Pre-Sales Academy. Uh, for those that don't know me, my name is Anna Decroix, and I'm the CMO here at Demo Boost. I actually see a few familiar names popping up. Welcome to our clients. Welcome to the pre-sales Rising Star, and welcome to everybody who is visiting Demo Boost Pre-Sales Academy for the first time. Today, I have an incredible privilege of co-hosting this webinar with Patrick Pissang. Hello, Patrick.
Hi, Anna. It's a pleasure to be here. It'll be a fun session. I see a lot of people already interacting. That's great in this live session. We want to make it as hands-on as possible.
That sounds great. And today we're going to be talking about creating a provocative point of view. So Patrick, as co-founder and lead trainer of Sales Hero, author of many books, among others, the social sales engineer, who's been a coach and a mentor to us here at Demo Boost since the very beginning. You've been presenting the provocative points of views and challenging us with them for quite a while. And I thought that it would be great to share this knowledge with the community. So, Patrick, tell us quickly, what is this session about?
Well, I think first of all, it's hands-on and for everybody. I want you to put your ideas in the chat, so I will try to provoke you a bit with some ideas and one leading example. I want to explain what a provocative point of view is and why this is important, right? Why this might differentiate you more than maybe some other frameworks you used today in your pitches, in your demos, right? Whatever. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I know that you're prepping for a very interactive session. This word already popped up a few times. So it's supposed to be more of a workshop than a webinar. What are the house rules for today?
I think we have a banner for that. But the main rule is, if you have a question, put it in the chat. We will highlight it. We will discuss it, right? This live stream doesn't allow us to bring you on, like with your face and your camera, but what you said, I see the comments coming in and I can pop them in, like, for example, from Jonas. Hi, Jonas, right? And we discussed this. So I will prime you with some questions, and then there's the banner, and then we go from there. Let's discuss it. If you feel free to come up with your ideas. So maybe Anna, you can come in and out from time to time, and
I hope that you guys are going to be more active than I am. But yes, Patrick, let's start. I don't think there is nothing more to say. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. So how I will do this is I switch back and forth between my slides and myself. No, Anna was on screen. Maybe that's a better option. So welcome everybody. What I want to do today is talk about mastering the point of view. And I want to lead with the point of view, right? So there's already one on this slide. If you don't have a POV, your demo is as valuable to a prospect as a bunch of screenshots. Okay, so that's kind of the main idea. How can we stand out? How can we stay in the client's mind, maybe like a chewing gum, right? That's stuck under the table, right? How can we make it that we're not forgotten, right? So that's the main idea, and that is true for pitches, like demos. That's true for your slides, your company slides, whatever comes in your mind, your discovery session, right? You should have a point of view, of course, according to your product. Okay, and in order to kick this off, and here I need you already, I want to lead with this point of view. Salt is the only food that never lived. Okay, let this sink in. Salt is the only food that never lived. And now I want to play a game with you. I want you to think about if you were somebody who's selling salt, right? How would you use this point of view? what would you do? What could this mean, right? If you say that you come to a prospect and say, okay, dear prospect, salt is the only food that never lived. What's your intent? Why would you do that? How would you frame this, right? So use the comments, like maybe give me a bit of a context. Yeah. You're not just there sitting in the supermarket, right? There's not just the salt package, but you're selling it. What's important? Differentiation, exactly. So that's what Carl says. How do you differentiate by using this? Especially when you're selling salt, of course, you're differentiating, right? Not hurting a living being. Yeah, exactly. That's cool, Alejandro, right? Salt, I mean, if it never lived, yeah, that's great, right? You differentiate. Let's see what's else. It remains pure and untouched by biological processes. Very nice. And I never thought about that. Even vegans kill plants. Yes, Carl, very good. I love it. You see what's going on? And that's the point of a provocative point of view, right? We are differentiating. We are building a context and some insights maybe that our clients didn't have, right? Anna had one too. Untouched by the cycle of life, it brings life to your dishes. Oh, Anna, it's clear you're a CMO. That's very good. Nikhil, it's unique, the only. Very good, very good. No, exactly that, right? We can bring up salt in a way that differentiates it from something sitting just in the shelves or from the other salesperson, right? What else? And also, never lived. It doesn't spoil or degrade over time. Cool stuff. Very good. I like it. I think we get this rolling. It adds a special touch to all kinds of dishes, whether sweet or savory. Amazing. You got it, right? You're in the flow now. That's pretty good. Okay. Let's bring it to the other idea too. So now let's assume you're in a market where salt is heavy, right? So lots of salt sales, and you are selling sugar. How do you use this provocative point of view now to sell your sugar instead of salt? Now, what would you do if you sell sugar? And I really want to get your brain running here, right? So let's get into the move. What would you do to maybe to increase your sugar sales when there's a lot of salt? Is this more difficult? Alejandro. Greetings, Alejandro. Stop eating inanimate rocks. Now that I read it, I got it. That's really good. Stop. No, fine stuff. Many sugar types for uber flexibility. Nice. It adds life to all dishes, even if it never had lived itself. Very good. Laurent offer cake recipes. Yeah, that's from France. I see the point. Very good. Carl, salt is bad for your heart. Yes, exactly. Because maybe it never lived, right? You can now play with this because it never lived. It might not be meant for humans, right? It's a source of energy. Exactly. Good food is rich. Ease your blood pressure with more sugar in your life. Satya. Unlike salt, sugar comes from plants. Yes. Anna, sugar derives the flavor from nature. Perfect. I love it. I love it. And I think we warmed up in a good way. Everybody with me? You got the point. So let's get deeper into that. And there's one more thing I want you to do, because we need it later too. I want you to think about your favorite quote. Something maybe you use regularly, just like a new broom sweeps clean, right? Something like this. I want you to save this for later. So write it down on a piece of paper or put it in the chat if you want, so everybody can read it. That's fine too. But I want to give you 1, 2, 3 minutes to actually do that, because you will need it later for the final, so to say, hands-on exercise we do here. Okay. So if you want, yeah, just do it. Very good, Melanie. That's from a rising star, yeah, from a presets rising star, of course. Just do it. That's very nice. Hopefully you have it on your piece of paper now, or you can save it in the chat. Happy to show some. This is Melanie. I love it. Alejandro. Alejandro, if you're going through hell, keep going. Man, Alejandro. You're tough. You're tough. Good stuff. Okay. You got it, hopefully. Piece of paper, your quote. Anna has one more, I think. It's not the strongest of the species that survive, not the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. Very good. That also applies to sales, right? Rich, a candle doesn't lose anything by lighting others. Oh, perfect. Love it. Perfect is the enemy of the good. Nice one. Good. You got it. Anna has one more. If you want to go fast, walk alone. If you want to go far, walk together. Cool stuff. Okay, inspirational session. Very nice. Now, I want to talk about maybe one more thing. Sam, you can't control others' actions. You can control how you react. Oh yeah, that sounds like Viktor Frankl, I think. Very good. Very stoic quote. I love it. Okay, what's a provocative point of view then? And I have one more example for you that I like a lot. A flower is simply a seed with an advertising budget. It's also one for Anna, right? It gives you this nice picture. It turns around the world a bit, right? It gives you an insight you might not have before. So that's part of a provocative point of view. Okay. And a provocative point of view has actually 2 levels: a strategic level and a tactical level. What do I mean with that? So if you look at companies like Patagonia, for example, right? They have a strategic point of view that, in Patagonia's case, is saving nature, right? We will come to that. I will show you the exact point of view as an example. But to give you the idea, right? So the company leadership defines a point of view. Why do they do that? Because they want to create a category. They want to create their own market, like interactive demo automation, right? It's a category. Yeah. It's and this point of view is company wide, and it gives directions to the whole company in terms of how do you do sales, how's product developed, and so on. Okay, that's a strategic point of view, right? That's one way. But there's another way to use a point of view, or a provocative point of view, and that's tactical. If you've done some demo trainings, you will always hear like it must be limbic, right? Open up in a limbic way, meaning attack the prospect's brain, right? Like get the juices flowing in creativity. But how does this work, right? And a good way to get this working is with a provocative point of view. Yeah, if you say, hey, dear prospect, salt is the only food that never lived. Huh? I need to think about that. And then you will be remembered, right? But of course, you can't use that exactly. It needs to be client specific on the tactical level. Right? It needs to be about the client, what they do, what you think they could take away or learn. Right? For example, I had a client who outgrew itself or himself. And we used the provocative point of view of what got you here won't get you there, right? Just to get them thinking about, okay, we're in a stage of our development as a company where our old methods don't work anymore. So we provided ideas for new, right? That would be client specific. And it's compelling, and we want them to act, right? That's why we use it in a tactical way. Okay. So those are the two levels of a point of view. But I realized I didn't tell you exactly what it is. And it's a bit more, there's a bigger definition to it, right? But I highlighted the key things here. So from my perspective, if you do it right, a provocative point of view is a door opener. It's in the same way an executive briefing as it is a pitch, right? It's what we learned. You evangelize a topic, or in a better way, you evangelize your category you want to build, right? It's a truth in some way, and it's a strategic insight also maybe in the market, and it's compelling. It's a narrative that is compelling, right? I want to work with it. I want to leverage the insight. Okay. And again, any questions so far, let me know in the chat and we will discuss it. Anna, any questions from your side? So far, all good? If not, I go to the example.
Let's go to the example.
Okay, let's go to the example. Let's assume the following thing. You are selling, let's say, middleware software. I say middleware because I know this a bit. I've done this for a while. But the situation might be similar for you too, no matter what you sell. There's a competitor already in your client, so your company works with the competitor's software, right? And the prospect is now evaluating your solution against the incumbent. So what is the result? You join a meeting and you're facing prospects who ask you tons of questions about your features because they want to understand, okay, we're using this feature today. How are you doing it? Or do you have the same? Can we just switch it? Right? So that's what they want. And of course, they want a better switch. So when they switch, your software should work better. So they ask for even more features. Hey, do you have the new stuff? Right? Do you have this and that? Now, I think most of you have been in this situation. And my question to you is, and now again, I open up the chat. What provocative point of view could you actually take to change this? How could you use a provocative point of view to not talk about features? Right? Do you have an idea? Put it in the chat. I really want to work with you here. Okay, Carl has something. Understand what pains the incumbent is causing. Focus on pains and solutions, not features and functions. Yes, that's great. Now, what I want you to do is give me a provocative point of view, like salt is the only food that never lived, so that the prospect wants to talk about pains and solutions, right? But of course, Carl, you're completely right. Talk about the outcomes. Exactly. But I want you to lead with a provocative point of view. That's the question I asked you for, actually. It's like, think of something like, what got you here won't got you there, dear client, or salt is the only food that never lived, or a flower is just a seed with an advertising budget, right? Feelings. Ask how the staff are feeling. Very good. That's a good one. Get out the emotions, get on the people and processes side, right? Alejandro, you grow in the unknown. Oh, interesting. I need to think through. Can you give me the context, Alejandro? How would you what would you say after you said that? I like the opener because it's kind of mystical, right? Harris. Hey, Harris. A mule will labor 10 years willingly and patiently for you, for the privilege of kicking you once. That's great. Yeah, that gives me this feeling of, okay, nothing is safe, right? So we might be able to show you how to get your mule not to kick. LinkedIn user, do we record it? I think that's not a provocative point of view, but it might sound like one. I'm not sure. I think StreamYard is saving. Yes, we are recording it. Perfect. You got it. You grow in the unknown. A mule will kick you. Very good. Melanie? What I used to think was important that actually isn't. Wait. I don't fully get it. Sorry. Maybe it's my English. My German is way better. Then it actually isn't. Melanie, I don't know. Can you explain it, maybe? Let me go further. Loyalty towards tool without latest tech isn't good for growth. That's very on the nose, but very good. Yeah, very good. Alejandro. You're today in a plateau. That's the description of the unknown, right? You're today in a plateau. How about growing? How about what's better that you haven't seen? Yeah, very good. You're saying, okay, there's room for improvement. Anna, what if sticking with your current software is the real risk? Oh, love this. Nice what if, right? Seeing what an alternative future might look like. Carl, tell me how their competitors are running better with your solution. Yeah, that's very good, right? Competitive insight is always great for prospects. Sam, the PPOV is, are you being bold enough? Are you being bold enough about what you could do? Because you're basing your request on what you think your existing tech can do. That's so right? Very good. Legacy replacement is always like, there are existing processes based on that, right? And do you really dare to change it, right? But of course, in the change, or in the risk of breaking something lies the change, right? Very nice. Okay, no, that's good. Love all of this. May I show you what I would do? So there's one example that I want to give you now. I love all of yours, and they are way better than mine, I fear. But let's try. That's what I actually used. I told them, dear prospect, please don't just switch to gym. Okay. So what does that mean? Everybody who has a gym contract understands, right? You have a you have a reason when you sign the contract. You go there because you have a goal, right? You have a reason to go there, and then maybe after a year you realize, okay, I haven't achieved my goals. The gym must be guilty, right? So okay, and there's a new one that is closer to my home now. That's far better. I will take this. I'm sure after work I will go there and do it, right? And achieve my goals. But that's the point. Mostly you won't, because that means changing habits. But switching to gym is not changing habits. And that's the thing I would give the client, right? So that's really the leading idea. It's really tempting to just switch the solution, but that won't give you the results you expect. Right? So the conversation then goes, okay, how can I help you achieve, dear customer? And this is what I think Carl says. What's your pains? How can we solve them? How can I help you change your habits? Let me find out what you do. and in what way you do it, right? And then go for it, and maybe let me advise you how to do it better, right? Are you open to that? Or do you really think that just switching the solutions works? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Anna and Satya. Love it. Brilliant. Nice. Anna, anything from your side you would add? Do we want to discuss this a bit? What do you think?
I love that. I think there is a lot of support from the audience as well. I think it's for me, the thoughts that it brings is really about moving away from the product. We are always solving a solution, right? And I think this is, especially in the pre-sales world, this is what we keep talking about, right? And
Yeah.
and what you just described is really in a very simple sentence describing the challenge, the problem, and makes the buyer potentially tick and understand that, ooh, you're challenging my thinking. And yes,
What
indeed,
do you use as a demo boost? Is there a way
to
you? I think we
we
talked
like
about
to
the curiosity
yeah,
bit, maybe, or something.
yeah, we did talk about challenging the way we sell, for us, interactive demos, and we noticed that selling interactive demos is sexy, but they are not going to fly unless there is a full organization behind it. And so, to your point, we are actually focusing on the sales process itself. We are really focusing on working with the clients on the sales process, on including different teams, on removing the silos, and this is where our clients get the results from the tool that we are selling. And that, in a way, has been our point of difference, because it's not about the tool. It's not about the demo where you post it. It's about really changing the mentality and applying that into the sales process. So, yeah, you've taught us well, hopefully, and yeah, definitely applying some of this thinking in what we do.
Perfect. Let's see what Carl is also saying. As product being more equal, the differentiation will be about how you engage, understand, and empathize with the client to gain trust. It's no longer about who has a blue button or a red button. Exactly. Yeah. The differentiation is key, the engagement. And of course the empathy, right? Empathize, empathy. It's a big one, yeah, to gain trust. Yeah. That's nice. Very nice summary, Carl. Thank you. Okay. Then I have another exercise for you. I want you to do the following. Now that you got some ideas for provocative points of views, I want you to go to your company's website and come back with your provocative point of view. So try to find it there. Is it on the homepage? Is there a leading provocative point of view? Bring it here. I would love to see it. I would really love to see it. What's your provocative point of view? Let me go back here because I have one for the whole session. This was this, right? That's a provocative point of view in itself. If you don't have a provocative point of view, your demo is as valuable to a prospect as a bunch of screenshots. Right? I hope that really resonates a bit now. Yeah. Because the point is clear. If you would open up, for example, your interactive demo with this, you get your viewers like, oh gosh, I already learned something on the first, just the first sentence, right? And you frame the way along for the whole demo. So if you use this theme, of course, you should stick to it, right? And it makes it even easier to stick to it. If you have something to stick to, the demo will become better, right? Because you can use the themes. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Anna. That's cool. Demo early, and the chances are you won't have to demo again. That's a nice provocative point of view. Who can or who can't find a provocative point of view on their company's website? It's a signal in its own, right? Of course, if you have multiple products, might be a bit more difficult, right? But who has one? Let me see some. Just a real life example from the company I work with, where we did the middleware things, is it was about APIs, and we said you have to design business APIs before you integrate them, right? Which was contrary to the market, where you just integrated something and then exposed it. Yeah, we said, okay, first design a business type API and then add the data you need, right, from different sources. That was a provocative point of view some years ago, because it was completely contrary to how the industry did it. Okay. Anyone? If not, take some time and I will lead you through Patagonia, which has an amazing provocative point of view. Oh, Harris. We don't do sales training, but inspire young talents to win by expressing themselves. Thanks for visiting my website, man. Harris, I love it. That's your humor. I like it. Thanks for stealing from my website. I will sue you immediately after this live stream. Yes. Amazing. It would be bad if I wouldn't, right? Yeah. Good stuff. Thank you, Harris. I mean, what if I wouldn't have a provocative point of view there, right? That would be really embarrassing now. The closest I could find, there is no one size fits all when it comes to ads. Yeah. Why not, right? It gives me at least a feeling, okay, you will work with me, right, to get the ads in a way that they're useful to me. I love it. It's not so easy. Not many companies do this. What you're now looking for when you look at the website, of course, you look for the strategic level, right? But then there's also a tactical level in your pitches or demos. Okay. Let me show you one example on a strategic level, and this is Patagonia. Earth is now our only shareholder. It's amazing, right? There is this letter from the CEO. You can click this. You can't click this, but you will easily find it in the web. And he describes how he's building his company in a way. He started as a craftsman. He doesn't want to be CEO, actually, right? He just built some climbing gear for friends, and then things got rolling. And at some point, they realized that our resources are finite, right? And this very successful company changed the way it worked, right? And expressed it in this provocative point of view. Earth is now our only shareholder, and they made it happen. I think the shareholder is now just a trust that uses all the money to save environment. It's truly inspiring. But there are some things we can learn here. Because there's an architecture to a provocative point of view too. Yeah, we frame a different problem and opportunity, right? So, and the frame here is that they created a trust, right? Because Earth is finite. They don't want to be the business that uses all resources and just get rich themselves. They want to give back, right? That's very nice. And then they evangelize a different future. And that's pretty cool too. They see a living Earth. They see living with Earth. They see us and companies, and that's the inspiring bit, I think. Companies using it responsibly, right? And of course, I as a client I feel better buying those products, right? And show customers how your solution bridges the gap from problem or opportunity to the different future. And they made it happen. Yeah. They just earn enough to keep their business running, and the rest is reinvested in nature. That's pretty nice. I found this pretty compelling and inspiring. That's a provocative point of view on a strategic level that informs everything else, from the way they pay taxes to the way they have shareholdership, whatever. Yeah, everything is inspired by that, including the product design, because they only use renewable stuff, right? Really have an eye on what do we put there out, right? That's very, very nice. So that's a prime example for me for perfect provocative point of view. Okay. So now I want to ask you again. So we had now several examples, and now I want you to work. If you haven't found something on your website, even better, because you can send it then to your marketing department. When you've done this, I want you to create a provocative point of view for your next pitch by doing two things. First, remember the quote you told me at the beginning, or you wrote down on a piece of paper, and then by challenging a tradition. What do I mean with that? If you look at a prospect, think about a prospect. You will have a meeting tomorrow, next week, whatever. But visualize this prospect. Now think about what do they traditionally believe is true. An example that immediately comes into my mind is book publishing, right? In the past, it wasn't possible without a publisher. Today, I know, because I have a book out there, you can use Amazon, for example, right? So the middleman is gone. And this is breaking a tradition. There's no publisher needed anymore. You can publish yourself. Okay. What is this for your prospect? What is a tradition you can break, or you actually break? I hope that's not too tough and you get the context. So now use your quote and combine this, right? Try to find this condition, this tradition you want to break, or you want to challenge. You don't need to break it. You can challenge it, right? Challenge this. We always have done it this way, and we will continue doing it this way, right? I want you to challenge this. Okay, especially hardest, right? In the business process management realm, there might be a lot of traditions that can be challenged. Never do it with AI, for example. So maybe you can challenge this and then weave this together with your quote. Any ideas? We can work together here, right? If you have a core idea, let's work it out in the chat. I'm happy to do that. Anna, maybe what's a tradition in the demo world, in the demo automation world? What's a tradition do you think? Let's work together. I think you said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go long,
far you go together. And I think there is this element of demos being, so traditionally the demos need to be shown after discovery late in the sales process. And I think what we are doing is challenging this belief and actually showing that demos can be shown early on and they can be still relevant, and that relevant, that personalized doesn't equal relevant, and relevant is good enough. And I think I like this idea of going far together, because I mentioned this idea of abolishing silos, because those demos, they have to be telling a single story across entire buying journey. And I think it kind of indicates the idea of cross-functional collaboration within a business. So now I'm marinating the idea of how to how to bring this quote into the demo world. But that's my thinking. What are your thoughts?
Okay, let's replace it piece by piece. So if you say, if you want to go fast, go alone, what could this mean in our demo context? If you want to sell like everybody, show demos after discovery. Maybe. I don't know. Just making this up.
I think there is this element of going fast. I think in it's. I think, yeah, I'm gonna be um, thinking out loud in here. I think
Yeah,
there
do
is
it.
more in the second part of the sentence, because I
Yeah.
think when it comes to interactive demos in particular, there is also this notion. I think we're challenging a different myth in here on building interactive demos has to be fast, because it is fast, but our thinking is building the demos is just the tip of the iceberg, right? It's the 10% that stick out about the water, but the 90% is the strategizing about the demo building. And I think there is this element of speed that we are challenging, and there is the element of the team collaboration. I think there are two myths that we could be challenging with this statement.
Yeah. Yeah. It just one came into my mind. If you want to go fast, record a video. If you want to go far, use interactive demo automation.
Bring it on.
Yeah, that would be a provocative point of view, right? That we suddenly have just by challenging a tradition, right?
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, if if somebody in the group still has something, let me know. Let me know. If not, let's close this here. And I give you there's something, Anna. Okay, let me see. First, traditional advertising is too slow to adapt to changing consumer behaviors and market trends. Darwin said survival is about being responsive, adaptive, not strong or smart. Our DSP lets you adapt campaigns on the fly with real-time data. Woo! Very good. Using Darwin as a witness is good. No, that's great. That's exactly what I mean, right? And from here you can develop this further to have it to get to a punchline at the end, right? Very nice. Love it. Thank you, Anna, for posting this. Thank you very much. Okay. And I think we're at the 45 minutes mark, right? If you still have something, I will show it. Just showing my last slides and a bit about myself. So if you want to learn how this works, so that's actually what we did here today, is just a tiny excerpt, right? It's actually a 12 points method that I train in 2 days. So if you want, contact me on LinkedIn or via email or whatever, and let me know if this is something for your team you want to work on in more detail. And there's something I do online too, and this is from Features to Emotions. That's on June 21. 99 euros per seat if you want. And join me in this live sessions. It's really 2 hours, and we will talk about how we transform features into emotions. Okay, the link is there. Storytelling for technical sellers. Okay, that's it from my side. I think. Let me check if we got some more. No provocative point of view anymore. Anna, any final words?
Yes, I think I'm going to be chasing all of you to see how you went with crafting those provocative thoughts, points of views. I definitely will, and keep an eye on our website to make sure that to keep me accountable for the public statements in here. Those provocative points of views are going to be appearing there. So I hope that you're going to be crafting yours as well. Let's stay in touch. And I would love to hear your feedback after this session. So we're going to be sending some surveys. But thank you very much. I think and I hope that you understand why we love being challenged by Patrick so much here at Demo Boost, and that you got the flavor of our sessions. And I hope that that was valuable for all of you. So please give us feedback, and I hope to see you all in the next session in a month. So thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. It was really enjoyable session. All the best to you all.
See you guys.
See you.